Okay, so you guys are currently on my sewing machine. So we're gonna crop this t-shirt I got from Walmart a little while ago in the men's Wrangler section. It's a really nice shade of blue. I don't know if it's coming up on camera, or what would this be classified as? So it just says like Wrangler authentic blue denim, whatever. But it is a cute oversized t-shirt, but you know when it's not the right type of oversized, like it just like sits on my butt, but like not in a good way. It just like stretches out and it's not loose enough. So for that reason, we're gonna crop it, and then with the sewing machine part two, like I'm gonna do it in one video, but I'm gonna do the sewing tomorrow. But in this part, we're gonna just actually cut it. So for my cropped shirts, whenever I'm doing a cropped loose top, is I'll lay it so the neck kind of like sits up a bit higher, because you have to keep in mind if you have a chest, obviously that's going to impact the length, because obviously like, yeah, duh. So anyways, from this point, usually I like to choose about where my belly button is or a little bit lower. So for this, I'm going to say like right about there is where I want the crop. So yes, you could measure it in other items. When I want to be more precise, I would, but. Okay, so then what I'll do is I just line it up so it's more even. And again, like because I've done this a bunch of times, usually I would mark it immediately, but I can usually eyeball. And because we're gonna be using this sewing machine this time, where's my chalk? We're gonna be using the sewing machine this time. We're gonna make it a bit longer, so originally like I would cut it probably like about there, but I'm gonna cut it about here because we're gonna fold it up and under in the sewing machine. So that's just chalk. Where's my scissors? So these are fabric scissors, so they're a lot stronger, and I'm just keeping it flat. I'm using my hand to level, and I'm just cut straight. Okay, so this is what we have now. So yeah, a cute crop. And some of the time, like I do just cut my shirts and crop it, but now that I'm learning how to sew, learning how to use the machine and whatnot, I want to start doing finished edges as well, although there's nothing quite like a raw cut in some materials and outfits. Okay, so next what I do is I'm gonna fold up and inside about that much all along the shirt. So to do this properly, I'm gonna start at one edge, and these are just pins from the dollar store. They're obviously not the best, but they are compatible with the sewing machine and like they do the job more or less. Thicker fabrics though, it's genuinely a nightmare. So there's the first pin, and then again, you can obviously like measure this, but for what I'm trying to achieve, which is kind of that like rugged but like a bit finished look with this t-shirt, it doesn't have to be like perfectly even. So, and I'm just gonna do that all the way around so that way it's stabilized and ready for the sewing machine. I have more time than I originally thought today, so I'm just gonna show you guys the sewing right now. So I finished pinning, and I only have black thread. Well, I have some other colors, but I don't have a navy, so I'm just gonna use black because honestly this is more of like a test shirt anyways, just to like play around with. So I'm gonna do the first stitch alongside like in the middle, and then I'm gonna do like a zigzag stitch on the lining to keep the inside from like curling out. So first I'm gonna do it like 0.5 centimeters from the edge. I don't have the best setup right now, but to be honest, I don't have space really for like an office. Literally the corner of my counter is like my creation area. Hold on, I'm trying to get it so you guys can see, but also like the brake pedal, what am I talking about? You know what I mean, the sewing thing. Okay. Just again, double check that underneath, almost 100%. How silly of me. So funny, as I'm talking about mistakes, I realized I forgot to turn it inside out before sewing, but whatever. The second layer of the inside, to make sure it doesn't curl over, obviously will be on the inside this time. So we're gonna start more where the seam is on the side, And I'm gonna switch this on my machine to B, which is the zigzag stitch. Okay, so let's get that pedal set up. All right. So I'm gonna do it like just a bit away from the line. Yeah, there's good. Okay. And also because it's like not the most even cutting job I did, I'm gonna have to remove the foot and put it back on a few times to make sure I'm catching after readjusting something. It's shifting away. And again, it's not gonna be the most even job, but it's just part of practicing and learning. Okay, so here's the finished stitch and seam. So I'm gonna try it on and you guys can see. Okay, and this is post crop. Honestly, I think I could have gone a little bit shorter, but it looks really good when you have like a slightly longer top and low rise jeans, at least in my opinion. That way it's like you feel comfortable with the low rise while also being like